That's what they decided to do.
Flag for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series North Carolina Education Lottery is approximately 9.
Auto parts cars out on the speedway, get some practice going here and move on with other events this weekend. Like the great Cubs baseball player Ernie Banks used to say, it's a good day.
Yes.
Let's play two.
Let's play two. Absolutely.
So they
1:30 Cup
postponed
Series
the truck
practice
race to
qualifying.
9 a.m.
Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest champion and Charbroil ambassador, Joey Chestnut!
That's awesome.
Well, it's showtime, so let me hear you, Charlotte. Let's make sure that these drivers remember this moment, the moment that they took the stage here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Are you ready for driver intro?
Busch. As one of NASCAR's wettest drivers with a remarkable 234 career victories across all national series, Kyle also has the most wins of any driver here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Our hearts go out to his family, teammates, and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and join us in a moment of silence here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome 17-time Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest champion and Charbroil ambassador, Joey Chestnut.
Father, start your engine!
Way, Steve said,
for drops on the windshield, but I can't see.
Most likely a mechanical reason car fell back that much. They're off center, their balance is off. We'll have a chance now to work on that without really being punished here under a competition. Yellow looked at the NASCAR did it. It's thrilled that we've got cars on the racetrack riding against. Joey Logano's the guy that pops to the top of the chart. Kyle Busch spent a lot of time out there. Bubba Wallace has raced. Shane Van Gisbergen has come out here a lot because he wanted to learn how to drive around in circles.
Shane Van Gisbergen, we will have a trivia question when his career gets done. Where did Shane Van Gisbergen win his first oval race? You know, if you're following along in NASCAR, you know he hasn't won an oval race yet. He won our season finale of the Summer Shootout last year. His first oval race is right here in Charlotte. So Summer Shootout, you can find out more information at charlottemotorspeedway.com. At charlottemotorspeedway.com. We would love to have you join us next summer here at the Summer Shootout.
All right, then closed pit road. Let's keep an eye on that Toyota Camry pace car as it makes it through the first key of the double dog leg here and see if the lights are going to keep on flashing. As they cross the start-finish line, it looks like that's going to be the case because we're all still single file lined up.
They're going down the pit road.
Well, unfortunately, as you can see, the car's being brought down pit road, so we are going back to that holding pattern that we've talked about all weekend long. To bring the cars down pit road and stop them as we're just not making any progress, and we need to not make any progress with the moisture moving out of the atmosphere.
So we'll see how this plays out. There is a standard operating procedure here. Bring the cars down pit road, turn them off. Drivers remain in there. Longer than they'd like. Drivers will have to exit the cars, and then you may see the car numbers come out. Hopefully, we'll get that far out, and that's as I said, that's a standardized way of training.
So good, so good. I got it.
page number 1 here on the Charbonneau 300.
Got really racy there with 2 laps to go. 4 cars battling for that top spot. Connor Chillings comes out on top.
Crazy night, buddy. Tired.
So, catching our breath after that thrilling end to stage number 1, and catching our breath down on the inside of the racetrack is Monica Palumbo. Monica, that was an exciting finish.
Well, you know, I think it might have been one of the longest stages running with a little break in between. Race fan, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know you're probably wondering, all right, are we going to get this race in? Most likely we are, so we great we can keep hanging out. Okay, I want to know who knows their NASCAR trivia out there. Are you ready?
These drivers, we get ready to go back racing here at America's Road Racing. Let me hear you, NASCAR Nation. Let's make some noise.
And the safety trucks are on the scene. The window that has been dropped on Brandon Jones' car. Tough break there as they were racing down the backstretch. Everybody shuffling for the same piece of real estate. And a couple of Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas have been wrinkled up in turn 3.
So, yellow flag is out. Well, Harrison Burton, this has not been his night. He was their first caution on about lap 2, lap 1.5, if you will.
He managed to drive away from that one. I think this is going to be a little bit different story. As you can see up on the big screen now, we're starting to get drivers out of race cars after a second yellow flag for competition. That's Brent Cruz that they're getting out of the number 19 machine. With Brandon Jones also involved. Now let's get a replay of exactly what happened here. As you can see, Cruz down on the bottom and then to his right side, it's going to be Brandon Jones.
Yeah, they're running side by side down here, and someone got into Brandon Jones, and that sent him down into Brent Cruz. And that was, might have been the 88, I'm not sure, might have been.
Poor Harrison Burton,
Yeah,
nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Well, I'll tell you what, we've talked a little bit throughout the course about the season of Brent Cruz. Brent Cruz came out, and he is just rolling along. Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill on the front row. The pace car, going to the left on turn number 4.
There's Chevrolets will make up the front row. Justin Allgaier to the inside. Back to his outside.
happens with it. We bring the cars back down, go back onto a holding pattern. We'll see what happens with them across Chastain.
How can he be the winner? He's not in first place.
As the track conditions are wet, and we will go back into a holding pattern. Waiting to see if we can get this race resumed and complete the 109. It will be laps to go as they bring them off from the grid. We do know Ross Chastain, the winner of stage number 2. Ross Chastain, the winner here, and winner of some of these cars. One more time here, so we're in the holding pattern as the NASCAR Valley Auto Parts Series Charlotte 300 again.
Drainage machine. That's another patriotic race car decked out. Austin Cinder is one of the few cars that kind of looks like what he brings to the racetrack every Sunday as he's getting ready to go back in the garage here. For the most part, all of these cars decked out in red, white, blue, and I just love it.
Yeah, you mentioned the patriotic schemes. NASCAR Salutes is a big part of it, as well as the Mission 600 campaign here at Charlotte Motor Speedway over the last month and a half. NASCAR drivers and Charlotte Motor Speedway folks have banned out across the region of various military establishments and just been spreading the gospel of NASCAR, spreading the gospel of NASCAR Memorial Day weekend here at America's Ultimate Racing. So I love the paint schemes, I love the different looks, the different colors on them. Although it does at times make it tricky doing play-by-play.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Play-by-play. We missed the old Richard Penny 43 car and David Pearson number 21, but I think those days have passed.